Good morning. It is Thursday, December 5th, and it is Spotify Wrapped. And if you didn't know, I'm going to go over to my Twitter just to show you what happened yesterday with my Spotify Wrapped. As a creator, they sent me out. I'm in the top 1% on Spotify. So I thank all the listeners, the readers, the watchers, whoever you are, whatever you're doing. If you've tuned in, I appreciate 2024, even though it's not quite over. If you get me as a top podcast, just tag me. How do you find my social media? Well, it's either here, X, Twitter, twat, whatever you want to call it. There's Facebook and there's Instagram. There is YouTube. There is a bunch up here just in this. If you just want to email me and tell me that, hey, you were in my top one. Again, I really appreciate you listening. So thank you very much. But it was a big year, and it's been a big year in the stock market. So let's talk about this. Where are the cues? We've got confirmation. And I'm sorry to go so fast, but I got to be out of here soon. So I'm going to edit this while on the road. I still have to shower. So the cues, we're fine. We've got confirmation. I mean, we're at 523. If you didn't buy at 500, 508, and you don't have the 4-hour algorithm and it doesn't tell you when to buy, get a system in place, damn it. Just get a damn system in place, because the reality is this 4-hour algorithm works. And we'll talk about Charlie Munger goes over. I have a great quote that will be in the newsletter today from Charlie Munger about how do you deal with 50% downturns 3 times in your life. And Charlie Munger says, I don't. If you're not willing to deal with downturns in your own portfolio, then enjoy your mediocre returns. And so with great risk comes great reward. Again, risk, reward. If you're not sleeping at night, enjoy the returns that you have. Now, let me take a look at one of the other tools. And again, Trendspider, if you want it, it's on sale. $53 per month. $53 per month. And you get my 4-hour algorithm with that. Okay, that is how you get it. You just go over here to Linktree. Let me update this because I did update it. Trendspider smart charts, real-time scanners, robust backtesting, dynamic alerts, automatic analysis. It includes the AI strategy lab. You have to upgrade in order to do that. That's the middle one with the AI strategy lab. The standard does not come with AI strategy lab. AI strategy lab is basically, hey, I want to trade this stock during this time period. It is where it seems to be going, seems to be looking like. And tell me what to do. And the AI strategy lab comes up with a strategy for you. So now one of the other tools that I use is Seeking Alpha. And so there's a couple of things that I want to point out about Seeking Alpha because they do have a Black Friday sale. If you go to Linktree, it is this one. It is you save $289. You get both premium and alpha picks. And some people have asked me, well, how do you use premium? Well, there's a couple of different ways. You can import your portfolio. There's a lot to this tool. But a couple of the biggest recent ones that I've had success with is when you go over here to top stocks, okay? Let's just look at the PSIX. We've gone over in a couple of other episodes. It is a major, major winner year to date, over the last month, whatever. But KINS. And so if you look at this, when you say, okay, I don't know Kingstone Companies, it's a $205 million market cap. There are Dick's Sporting Goods locations that make more than 200, not Dick's Sporting Goods, but just locations. Yeah, there's a pizza chain down the road that probably makes more than $205 million. But what I want to point out is when you go to the quant and you can see, when did it get a strong buy? Well, that was on October 21st. And it was trading at $9.88. Okay, and it got a strong buy. Why did it get a strong buy? It's the 5 factors in the quant. But it went from a hold, it passed by, and it went to a strong buy. And I didn't do any research on this. I just said, you know what? Let me look at this. Well, when it was trading at $9.88, if you took the leap, you're at $16.60 now. You've almost doubled your money. It's at 17 in pre-market. So that is one way that, again, premium, which is half of the bundle, can gain you that. Another way that premium will help is what's called virtual analyst reports. Okay, these are virtual analyst reports that basically that uses AI to put an analyst report in. If you're not good at fundamentals and you don't exactly know what the valuation, the profit margins, what all of that means. Not only do they have descriptions of it, but let's just take a look at Apple, the largest stock in the stock market. You pull up this virtual analyst report, and it's like an assistant. Okay, and I have heard from people in the Substack chat that this is starting to show up with everyone with premium. At first, I was the only one that had it, and they said it must be a pro feature. But I've started to hear that it's showing up. If it's not showing up for you, please let me know. But this is one of the other tools that I use, and others with premium are actually using. So, and again, it points out competitors and unique values, seeking alpha quant rating explanations from the valuation, growth, profitability, momentum, and revisions. It takes out pieces of that and says, this is why we rated it at this level. And the positives by seeking alpha analysts and the concerns from seeking alpha analysts. And it does this with all the stocks that the quant rates. So again, that's just half. And that's not even everything. Those are just two things that I use in passing fashion of Seeking Alpha Premium. So if you want just premium, you can get that. It's $90 off. Normally it's $30 off. So take advantage of the Black Friday sale. But then you have the other half of this Black Friday bundle, and it's Alpha Picks. And Alpha Picks, I don't need to tell you anything more than the return. S&P is up 59% since its inception. Alpha Picks are up 184%. Over 1 month, I've been in it like 1 or 2 months. I'm up almost 15%, I believe. Okay, you can look at the portfolio. You can go and watch the YouTube video. If you just go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/dailystockpick, okay, that is the YouTube channel. Just go to the videos. And there is an Alpha Pick video that I just bought $50,000 of the Alpha Picks, okay? This was 1 month ago. Again, I bought $50,000 of it. I am up significantly since then. So I show you exactly how to use Alpha Picks. And so if you're interested in either one of these, you can get them separate. Alpha Picks is the fourth link down here. The first is the Trendspider. Second is the bundle. Third is Seeking Alpha Premium by itself, which you get a free 7-day trial. Try the virtual analyst reports for 7 days for free. You don't get a free trial during the bundle, though. And Alpha Picks is just what it is. It is what it is. Let's talk about the big news of the day. Bitcoin crossed 100,000. I mean, let's throw confetti, because it was bound to happen. It was just a matter of when. And it took Trump appointing Paul Atkins and Powell comment on Bitcoin. He essentially said he views Bitcoin as gold. It's an investment. Nobody's using it as a transactional piece. Nobody's bringing in a block of gold to buy tomatoes at Walmart. It's the same thing. Nobody's bringing in Bitcoin to pay at Walmart for their tofu and broccoli, which was what I had for dinner a few nights ago. So, again, Bitcoin is Bitcoin. It's an investment. And I think it's a simple supply and demand situation. You've got a limited supply, but you've got a big demand. It's up 7% right now at 103,000. I should have held my MicroStrategy. I should have held my MSTX. I should have held all of that. These are paper hands, not diamond hands. So just be aware that's the issue, but it did cross. This is an article, Seeking Alpha analysts who are probably way more versed in Bitcoin, what they're saying about it as it trades above 100,000. Again, there are significantly better crypto people than me, and I'm not getting into these altcoins. I'm not in Ethereum. I'm not in anything else other than the ETFs with Bitcoin. I don't even have a Coinbase account. So that's me. It's a very simple strategy. The biggest movers today, it's all Bitcoin crap. Okay, Five Below jumped. Retail. And this is all crypto linked. MicroStrategy is up 7.5%. Riot is up 5%. Mara is up 8%. BitDeer is up 9%. Coinbase is up 4%. And then the biggest loser, again, it's got to do with earnings. Sentinel-1 will go over. I took CrowdStrike. Again, I don't think anybody's jumping. They brought up like one Fortune 500 company that jumped from CrowdStrike to Sentinel-1. But it's all earnings, and we went over earnings yesterday. Now let's talk about the Mag 7. Go and look at your charts. because in the first 5 days of the month, Meta's up 6.31. NVIDIA's up 4.25. Amazon's up 3.81. Microsoft up 3.77. Google. My portfolio is flying. It has a lot of this. Tesla is actually lagging behind at 1.18, but they had a great November. And they're probably going to all-time highs. Apple is at all-time highs. We'll go over that one in a little bit, but the Mag 7 trade is actually working. It is absolutely working. So next one, NVIDIA. NVIDIA's CFO said yesterday, if you're not in NVIDIA, I don't know what to tell you because I've been touting this one. We are nowhere near any point of slowdown. That's what the chief financial officer, who will go to jail if for some reason this turns out to be false guidance. We are not near any point in time right now where we are seeing any type of slowdown. Blackwell is going to be huge. And FYI, Taiwan Semi and NVIDIA, they're in talks with their Arizona plant that will open up in 2025 to actually create Blackwell chips there. What does that do? That gets some tariffs out of the way because Trump wants to tariff anything that comes out of China or Asia and into this country. You have a data center in Mountain View, California, and you want an NVIDIA chip, there might be some tariffs there if it's made in Taiwan. If it's made in Arizona, probably no tariffs. So again, this is all positive for the stock. NVIDIA also announced a partnership with Amazon. Okay, NVIDIA and AWS just made a bunch of updates in their announcement. This is a conference that's going on. It is positive. It is super positive. So if you're not in NVIDIA and Amazon, I don't know what to tell you. At least have some exposure in an ETF like QQQ. Now, Apple's on its longest winning streak of the iPhone era. I mean, there are just points in time when you ignore the analysts and you say, you know what? I just don't think that the valuation makes sense. I don't know it, but it's going to continue to become bigger. And Apple is just one of those stocks right now where I think that's happening. And it's gone from 227 here, buying the algorithm, and it's at 243. And that's an all-time high. Is there a resistance here? Right now, no. There's only support. You can see on the weekly, the MACD might actually cross up again. It might cross up again, which leads us to further bullishness. Again, this is 11 points. If you just put a line at about 11 points, okay, right there on the MACD, look, then it pulled back. We're not near that. We still have a few points up. We're only at about 8 on the MACD. The RSI on the weekly is at 67. You still have some move up. I'm just hoping, because I do want to sell this before the end of the year for tax purposes, that we're not in this huge bullish run and I get screwed out of selling it because I waited too long. But I will sell a bunch of it into the year and I will buy more of it for next year. So I'm just changing my average purchase price on that one. That's all I'm doing. And then a great quote from Charlie Munger. And if you do one thing in my newsletter, go and listen to this quote, because this is Charlie Munger sitting back in right at 2008 when the stock market was crashing and Berkshire Hathaway was down by 50%. And what does he say? I'll just paraphrase it a little bit, but go and listen to him, because this is one of the greatest investors of all time. And he says, if you're not willing to actually sit with a 50% downturn, then go and get your average returns. That's it. I mean, this is the greatest investor, one of the greatest investors of all time. And he says, it's happened 3 times in my life where I'm down 50%. And I don't worry about it. And again, they didn't worry about it. He also mentions, I think FOMO is one of the things that, envy is one of the 7 deadly sins that just you have no fun at. So it's a good little clip. It's like a minute long. So I really, really enjoyed that one. Go and watch that one. I will not talk about the United Healthcare dude who got shot. It's a sad situation. I think there's enough news out there. I don't need to talk about that one. It was one of the CFOs or CEOs of one of the under companies, not the actual CEO of the company. The shooter left a bunch of messages on the bullet. He has silencer. It was definitely pre-planned, blah, blah, blah. It's a sad situation. I just don't want to talk about it. But we had our earnings last night from SentinelOne, and they are down 13%. I said it when I think it was Zscaler that reported, and I said, hey, my dog in this fight is PanW and CrowdStrike, and SentinelOne is the same thing. You can invest in it if you want. I think it's going to break that upward trend that you're seeing right there, and you're right around the 200-day. It's down, 14% at 24 in the pre-market. They announced earnings. It was okay. It wasn't anything fantastic. Again, this is the one that was supposed to grab a bunch of CrowdStrike's customers. My dog in the fight is CrowdStrike. I think they said there was one Fortune 500 company that switched over from CrowdStrike to SentinelOne. Again, pick your battles with that. Social requests. Fisher from Spotify asked me, hey, Gary, what's your thoughts on NVTS? What is NVTS? Is this a Novartis? This is Navitas Semiconductor. Let's see. It's up 9% yesterday, 9% in the pre-market. Why is that? Let's see. Semiconductor filing quarterly report. I don't exactly know why. I mean, it's up 9% in the pre-market. It's a strong sell in the quant. Why? It's the momentum sucks. I mean, yeah, it's great. It's great that it's up 9% and it's up 27% in 3 months. But look at the long term. So the actual valuation seems good. Their growth, well, they're not making money. I mean, they're not making money. So you want to know what I think of NVTS? Trade it. I mean, honest to God, there's a lot of people that come in here and ask me, hey, what do you think of this stock? And when I pull up a weekly chart, I see, hey, we just got the 200-day up here at $7.39. I mean, that's where the 200-day is trading. And the reason why is because you're going bottom left, upper left to bottom right. And the 50-day is still moving negative. Your 200-day, even though it's just out there, is negative. When you look at the 4-hour algorithm, the 4-hour algorithm makes you 40% versus losing 19% if you just invested in this 24 and a half months ago. There are 29 positions. You only win on 21%. Find a strategy that works. But it looks like buy and hold doesn't work because over that 24 months, you're down 20%. So buying and holding doesn't work. And until it does, you can't buy and hold it. So find a strategy that actually trades it. What are my thoughts about it? There's not enough time for me to go into it right here. Use the virtual analyst report. I mean, that again is a much better option for you. Now scans, we have CRM, which is interesting because this got a cross up yesterday in the 4-hour algorithm, and it's a secondary cross up entry into the hour. Remember, it got you in at 299. You're trading at 368. Okay, and this one says, wait, we may go for another bullish run. Another one that I want to bring up that has been on a bullish run is Snowflake since they gapped up on earnings. This is one where you look at the weekly, and what did I say? It's going to get up here around 200, and then you might see a pullback. That's very, very likely. But right now, on the weekly, the MACD is still low. The RSI is just too high at 72. You might see some fluctuation. I am waiting until it gets up there, and I will sell my stake for a profit. I think my average purchase is around 150 or so. I will sell it. I don't trust this 200-day right here. I will sell it when it gets to a point that I want to sell it. But right now, the algorithm says, hey, there's another entry here. It got you in at 119. Okay, the algorithm got you in at 119. So there's a couple of other ones, but again, this is a very shortened version. I've got to get out of here. I got to still shower. I got to do all of that. Do not miss the Black Friday sale. Again, the Black Friday sale on Seeking Alpha, it ends soon. So make sure you get it because I do think that these tools, there are 3 tools that I use in my toolbox to run this show, to run my multi-million-dollar portfolio, to run my parents' multi-million-dollar portfolio. Again, I do all of this myself, and there's only 3 tools that I use. There is Trendspider, there is Seeking Alpha Premium, and there is Seeking Alpha, the Alpha Picks. And the Alpha Picks is a recent one that has done tremendously well for me. So, again, if you have any questions, hit me up. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.